Good morning, everyone. It's an exciting day. I think that I am here to announce the biggest merger in history, merger of Main Street and Wall Street. So thank you. I'm grateful to be with you all. An entire generation of Americans is about to learn in the most life-changing way possible how even small contributions can become generational wealth. And it's all thanks to President Trump. Trump accounts are the president's gift to the American people. They represent perhaps the most groundbreaking policy innovation of modern times, and they are shaped by a simple vision: every American a shareholder. When every American owns a share of the most powerful economy on earth, every American will benefit from our nation's growth. Every American will capture a portion of the productivity gains brought about by AI, robotics, and other world-changing technologies. And every American will be invested in the free market system and, most importantly, its continued success. Trump accounts are not a government program. They are a radically new platform that returns us to a social contract anchored in individual ownership, where everyone starts life on an investing journey. By giving each newborn citizen a material stake in the American dream through Trump accounts, President Trump is minting future investors on every rung of the economic ladder. He is embedding financial literacy and empowering today's youth to shape their own financial future. And he is creating an ownership economy to secure the American experiment for a new generation and the next 250 years. This morning, I will explain how the President is advancing these goals and how you can help. We are the most giving country in the history of the world, but we have long lacked a platform of private ownership from birth that facilitated philanthropy to do at scale direct giving to American children. Not anymore. Through Trump accounts, our president is creating an ownership economy where all citizens become shareholders in America's wealth. Today, 38% of American adults do not own stocks. But with Trump accounts, over time, we can get that number to zero. I've talked in the past about the importance of promoting parallel prosperity, an era of economic expansion where Wall Street and Main Street grow together. But the beauty of Trump accounts is that prosperity no longer runs parallel, it fuses together. The biggest merger in history. Under Trump accounts, Wall Street's success becomes Main Street's success, and vice versa. In addition to giving America's youth a crash course in capitalism and an economic leg up, Trump accounts will instill financial literacy in America's youth in a way no book, test, or school curriculum could. They will do so by providing students with a hands-on education in the power of compound growth. Treasury is wholly committed to promoting financial responsibility in the next generation through its Financial Literacy and Education Commission. Trump accounts embody the elegant alchemy of the golden age. They turn compound growth into American greatness, and they share that greatness evenly across every cohort of newborn citizens. There are 4 ways Trump accounts will be funded. First, through an initial $1,000 seed from the government. Second, through the donations of parents, friends, and employers. Third, through the generous donations of wealthy Americans and philanthropic organizations. And fourth, through donations from state governments. Let's start with the government seed. Thanks to President Trump, eligible children born between January 1, 2025 and December 31, 2028 will receive a $1,000 contribution from the Treasury Department that will immediately be invested in an index fund. To claim this investment, most families need merely check a box on Form 4547, the most aptly named tax document of all time. The compound growth from Treasury's initial seed funding alone stands to make young Americans wealthy. The S&P has grown at a rate of 10.5% each year on average since the 1950s. Assuming that growth rate continues, a single $1,000 deposit into a Trump account at birth will grow to over $600,000 by the age of retirement. Our president is putting the American dream within reach of every citizen, no matter the circumstances of birth. When young Americans turn 28, they can use their Trump accounts to keep saving for their retirement, or they can use them to purchase a home or further their education, two hallmarks of the American dream. Trump accounts will benefit from the compound growth of Treasury's initial seed funding, but they can also benefit from outside donations. Starting on July 4th, our nation's 250th anniversary, parents, family members, employers, and friends will be able to contribute up to $5,000 to each Trump account each year. By contributing the maximum amount each year, the Council of Economic Advisors estimates that a child's Trump account would be worth more than $1 million by the time they turn 28. We foresee a day when employers offer matching contributions to Trump accounts in the same way they offer matching contributions to retirement accounts. And we foresee a day when parents contribute to their children's Trump accounts in the same way they would contribute to their 529 account. Keep in mind that parents can create Trump accounts for any child under 18, not just those born between 2025 and 28. The third way of funding Trump accounts is through the generous donation of philanthropists and charitable organizations. Susan and Michael Dell have led the way by pledging to donate $6.25 billion of their own money to help fund Trump accounts for 25 million children under the age of 10. To put this number in perspective, the Dells made the single largest private commitment to U.S. children in our nation's history. Their donation provides an additional $250 in funding to Trump accounts for children across the country. The Dells donation was the starting sound in a national race to top out Trump accounts for the next generation. And this morning, I'm delighted to announce the first entrance into that race, world-renowned investor Ray Dalio. Ray has joined what we are calling the 50-State Challenge. The 50-State Challenge is a special initiative Treasury is launching today to rally the nation's philanthropists around a common cause. Through the 50-State Challenge, we are inviting every philanthropist in every state across the country to partner with us in building generational wealth for America's children through Trump accounts. Ray is representing Connecticut in the 50-State Challenge. Today, he will announce a generous contribution to boost funding for Trump accounts for kids across Connecticut. Ray has made the first move, but we welcome other donors and foundations in Connecticut and across the country to join him in the 50-State Challenge. The President is calling on our nation's business leaders and philanthropic organizations to help us make America great again by securing the financial future of America's children. Given the amazing level of interest and the generous donations we've seen so far, I am confident we will see many more donations, contributions pouring in. The fourth way of funding Trump accounts is through state governments. The administration has been working closely with a number of governors to determine the best way states can work with the federal government to expand access to Trump accounts to as many children as possible. Thus far, 20 states are considering topping up the accounts. State involvement can take many different forms. States can, for example, tie top-ups of Trump accounts to completion of financial literacy courses, or they can contribute directly to Trump accounts at birth. States are the laboratories of our democracy, and their experiments with Trump accounts will surface the best methods for funding over time. Trump accounts will not only restore the American dream for the next generation, they will make it more accessible than ever before. Together, we can usher in the President's golden age by building the most affordable, prosperous, and opportunity-rich America in our nation's history. I look forward to working with all of you to secure American prosperity through Trump accounts. Thank you. And now it's my great honor to introduce Speaker Mike Johnson, whom, without the Trump accounts would not have been without Speaker Johnson's hard work on the one big, beautiful bill, getting it passed record time on July 4th, the Trump accounts would not be possible. I remember when Speaker Johnson told me in April, he said, I think I can have the bill out of the House by Memorial Day. I said, really? And he did it, and which gave us a lot of momentum. Leader Thune got it across the finish line on July 4th. And again, the bill is big, it is beautiful, but one of the most transformative pieces in this legislation, they are the Trump accounts. So I will welcome Speaker Johnson. And again, Mike, thank you for your leadership on this.
Thank you. What an exciting day this is. It's so great to see you all here at Treasury with our extraordinary Secretary, Scott Bessent, is a godsend to America. Can I get a round of applause for our Treasury Secretary? Yes. President Trump will have a lot of extraordinary legacy items that history will record, but one of the best choices early on was selecting this gentleman to serve in this position. And he's put together an extraordinary team, and the truth be told, we would not have gotten the big, beautiful bill, the Working Families Tax Cut, done as we did without his steady hand of leadership. Anyone who had a question, I drug him over here to Treasury and made him sit through a little class with the Treasury Secretary, and he helped get them to yes. So that's something history will record as well. We are so excited about this because America needs this. It's an idea that is long overdue. People have been struggling. You know, we inherited when President Trump came in and this Republican Congress took over in January with the new administration, we inherited a real mess. We had 4 years of Bidenomics, and we all know what that did to people's pocketbooks, to their outlook on the economy, and to their real experience in having to suffer through record high levels of inflation, lower wages, and less opportunity. So when we took the reins of power, we were determined to fix all of that. We had to fix virtually every area of public policy, and we got to work on it. And the result was that big, beautiful bill, aptly named by the president, also known as the Working Families Tax Cut, because that's what we achieved. We got real economic relief on the way for the American people. Largest tax cut in U.S. history. Largest savings of taxpayers' dollars at the same time, by the way. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, real relief for seniors on Social Security, all the other big benefits in the bill. But among all those features, one that I think will have a lasting effect, a truly lasting effect on the economy and the financial stability of individuals in our country at large, is the Trump account. And what we're here to explain, and what the Secretary just laid out, is an extraordinary transformational policy. It is truly going to change the lives of every American. And we wrote the big, beautiful bill. It was geared for lower and middle class earners to give relief to hardworking families. And this is one of the primary drivers of that. Now, I'm not going to give you a long speech. I could, because I'm really excited about this and what it's going to do for our families, for the economy. But one thing I really like, I think it's almost poetic, is that the implementation date happens to fall on July 5th of next year, right after our nation's 250th birthday. As the Secretary noted, the greatest nation in the history of the world, the most benevolent nation in the history of the world, the most successful, most free, most powerful. And there's a reason for that. I'll just leave you with that thought. America is built on these foundational principles, and among them is the idea of the free market, of individual financial stewardship and responsibility, the idea of capitalism, that everybody gets a shot. If you work hard and you play by the rules and you do your best, you can get to the next rung on that economic ladder. And now with this, there's a bit of a turbo boost to that idea. And while we've always believed in private property ownership, private ownership, as the Secretary noted, now there is a platform, a new platform for private ownership. What an extraordinary concept. And what a big thing to celebrate as we celebrate our nation's supercentennial, as the President calls it, next year. The idea that these principles and these foundational premises that make our great nation will flourish in a whole new way. So we're so excited to be a small part of that. We're so excited for the exceptional leadership, for the vision of President Trump to do this. I can't wait to tell everybody about Form 4547. If we could only put an exclamation point at the end of the form number, that would be even perfect. This is big stuff for a big, incredible country. So grateful to be a small part of it. Thank you all so much for being here. God bless.
Thank you to Speaker Johnson. Good morning. I'm Assistant Secretary for Financial Institutions, Luke Pettit, and it's my privilege to help lead the implementation work for Trump accounts that's being done here at the Treasury Department. In August of this year, President Trump announced a national initiative, America by Design, to improve experiences for Americans, especially involving websites where Americans interface with the United States government. In doing this, the President established the National Design Studio and appointed a Chief Design Officer. We're privileged to have our Chief Design Officer, Joe Gebbia, here with us today, who's also the co-founder of a great American company, Airbnb. It's also our honor to welcome Senator Katie Britt of Alabama. Senator Britt has long been a champion of our nation's youth and was a critical partner in ensuring that Trump accounts made it into the working family tax cuts earlier this year. Please welcome me in joining Joe and Senator Britt.
Some comments first, and then Great. Well, thank you, Luke. Thank you, Secretary Bessent. It's great to be here, and it's great to share and be a part of this very big upgrade to America. This is one of the most exciting product launches coming out of Silicon Valley. I've seen a lot over my career. I have to say, it's rare that you get to see a product launch quite of this scale, quite of this excitement, and one that deserves equally big storytelling and equally considered design. As Luke mentioned, the President signed an executive order this summer to stand up the National Design Studio with his initiative called America by Design to improve the way we communicate in America, to improve the way the government presents itself. No more do government websites need to be mediocre. Why? We can bring private sector and industry standard design, usability, technology to improve the way that America experiences the government. Now, when this initiative, if this initiative were to be launched, I'd say 50 years ago, you'd either have to walk into a building and access it or maybe get something in the mail. At the time, I imagine the building would have been beautifully designed and the mail would have been a nice form. The reality is people access the government through websites, which is why the President so strategically decided to invest in upgrading across the government. So with that, I'm excited to share a major update to trumpaccounts.gov. We'll pull the website up right now. So Trump accounts jumpstart the American dream. We're building long-term financial security for millions of children by creating tax-advantaged investment accounts for U.S. citizens under the age of 18 coming next summer in 2026. People will be able to put in their emails, which we've collected a lot so far. There's a lot of interest in this. As we scroll down the page, we give people a glimpse of what this might look like come next summer, where they get to see your child has received $1,000 from the United States Treasury Department. As the Secretary mentioned, this will be invested into index funds. And we have a chance to actually show children what's in those index funds. They actually get to participate in great American companies and see how their gift changes over time. As we scroll down the page, so kids get $1,000 for every American child between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028. The account's fully in the child's name, and the parents become the custodian until the child turns 18. No contributions are necessary beyond the $1,000, but you can deposit up to $5,000 a year to help accelerate the growth. This will be launching, we like to say July 4th. July 5th is good too. There's 3 easy steps. Enroll your child by making an election when you file your taxes. Second, a financial institution will receive your funds and activate your account. Third, sit back and watch the money grow. You can contribute anytime or not. Big things start with small steps. Every parent just smiled. Jumpstart their financial future. Build your child's financial foundation right from the beginning with $1,000 from the Treasury. Your child has a huge head start on the American dream. As they age and grow up, the power of time in the market. Your account balance will grow over time on its own. Whether you choose to contribute additionally or not, you can do up to $5,000 a year to accelerate gains. Your child continues to grow up. Proven winners, all-American growth. Your child's funds will automatically be invested in American companies. The app and interface let you see exactly what the stocks are that they own and how they're performing. Growing their finances and their education. As they get older, they'll learn about investing and watch their money compound in real time. They'll gain more than just money. They'll gain financial literacy. At 18, Trump account is all theirs. They're free to continue letting it grow, or they can withdraw funds right away to use for things like education or housing, with all the tax advantages of a traditional IRA. Your child's account grows with them, and we modeled out. At age 18, if you didn't add anything else to the $1,000, your child would have $5,800 by the time they graduate high school. If you contributed $250 a year by age 18, you'd have estimated, forecasted, $20,700. And if you contributed the max $5,000 a year, by age 18, that would compound to $800,000. Now, Secretary Bessent gave me an idea. We're going to show, update later today, to show at age 18 and also at the age of retirement. So people will be able to click through this. Thank you for that product idea, Secretary. So people can see the forecast if they hold on to this through the age of retirement. As mentioned, companies are stepping up. The private sector is leaning into this. These are some of the first initial companies. I imagine this page will get very long. We'll have to figure out a way to click and see the full list at some point. And as mentioned, the leadership of Michael and Susan Dell, along today with the announcement of Ray and Barbara Dalio, stepping up from the philanthropic sector. This is a pro-family initiative that will help millions of Americans harness the strength of our economy to lift up the next generation. And they'll really be getting a big jump on life, said our President, Donald J. Trump. We've got Q&A for parents. We think kids are going to be curious in this too, so we've got Q&A for them, and also for corporations and philanthropists. We'll be updating this later today with the news out of this conference, and closing out with the next best thing to watching your child grow up is a tax-advantaged investment account that belongs entirely to them. So this is the big update to TrumpAccounts.gov. Thank you.